Okay, we don't have to have 2 or 3 ballots. What precinct here? 57. The white hat right here. Yeah, we have a lot more seats down front, folks. Please, we're going to be passing these ballots. I want to ask you, if you're voting, move forward.
In order to speed this process up, I'd like the government to get up and please can remove an empty and any empty seat is
Great, I lived in South Carolina. That's where I'm at.
Oh, I hear your accent. Where are you based from?
Well, I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, it's okay.
And then from the mountains here.
Got
We call it
you.
Mountain South.
Yes.
Because he says
Orange.
Miss Hutchinson. It's so good to see you.
He's the former
Thank you so
GOP chairman
much.
of
Yeah, I
South
was the
Carolina.
former chairman of South
Oh,
Carolina.
bless you.
And all these guys have just been good buddies and been all over the place.
Yeah, she's worshipped in our church.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is great. We think the world of what y'all doing.
Well, thank you.
So God bless where she is.
He's all about.
All over the place.
They start me in this one building to take care of your precinct. These 3 in the room down here. Hopefully, the timing will work well. I've talked to Ray quite a bit through the years, and it was really strange. She never heard me speak about him until he got the nomination.
I'll be excited to hear you speak.
For
Yes.
Congressman.
Yes.
And I was really nervous.
Well,
because he was sitting there. He was going to have to listen.
Pretty fast. Somebody must have come and studied us.
It always takes. How many caucuses? You rate
Have I been here? Yes, I can do that. I was, yes, I know that.
Right on the border of South. Yeah, my dad works for, yes, my dad works for Tyson. Well, he works for Caucus. Caucus. They're like part-time. They like private. Yes. Yes. I know. I know that I had a kidney transplant 4 months ago. So, yeah. I know. And Tulsa. Yeah, I'm going to OU now, though. My friend right away. Yes. For the law school. International law and international practice.
But you know you're perfectly right.
Yes, I'm doing some Canadian program, so for the doctor and no, but I
Attention 57 here. We would like 1 or 2 volunteers to come up and help pass out ballots for 57. Come right up to the report from the meeting. We're going to get started in just a minute. Get the last people signed in. I'll sign in here.
Your boots are cute.
I just thought
What'd you say?
Your boots are cute.
Thank you. I'm in Oklahoma, so I didn't expect it to snow this much. Like, it gets like 3 inches in Oklahoma, and I was like, I'll be fine.
Yeah, perfect.
That's right.
Hey everyone, as you settle in your seats, everyone in West Des Moines is going to be on this side, everyone in Clyde is going to be on this side. We need a distinct divider between the 2 precincts, so at least have a couple rows in between. If you're too far over on one side, please move over. We have to have a divider. Just make it a couple rows, get cozy, we're all neighbors, love each other. You can hug, you can cuddle, I don't care, I just got to have a dividing line.
Corner over here. She is Asa Hutchins from Caucus, or the white. So we're going to kind of go out of order so that she can speak to everyone and then depart and go talk to some of the other people there. But our first order of business is find a flag. We don't have one in the room, so I'm going to hold one up here with my hand. And if you would rise with me and join in our Pledge of Allegiance. Jess, will you lead it?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now we'll have Fort Des Moines home Pastor Mike give us a benediction here.
Let's pray. Father God, we thank you so much for this nation. And I thank you, Lord, for the opportunity as neighbors and Father, just in this community, to be able to gather together in this room and do this great thing that we're doing. We're doing something great for our nation, and we take this as a high honor and privilege. And I ask God that you would bless what happens here tonight. I ask a blessing over all of the candidates who are running, and I just pray, God, that you would be with us in this room. We pray this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen. Amen.
All right, so we have our 3 precinct people up here. We have Kathleen, Jess, and my name is Craig Bergman, 58, 57, 61. We're going to kind of do this in unison to run through it. We have some party business we have to attend to very quickly. Then we'll pass out the ballots and do a straw poll vote. Then we have more party business. If you want to be part of the delegate process and part of that party business, you've got to stay for the whole thing. If you don't, once we have the results and we phoned them in, you are dismissed at that time if you wish to go on and do other things like watch the games on tonight or something. Go ahead, let's hit that. We'll get this started.
So, non-administrative purpose of the caucus. We're here as Republican members, number 1. And you pass this around.
We like a $5 donation if so desires.
To conduct a straw poll. Number 2, to elect 2 precinct people to the county central committee. Number 3, to elect delegates, alternates, and new delegates to the
Troy, can you pass this around?
Number 4, to elect precinct people to any committees for the county commission. And 5, to discuss and submit platform issues to the convention.
No practice around.
All I'm going to say is
Yeah, this goes to your local party right here in Polk County so that you can print all this stuff again in 2 years.
And if you get $25 we will need your contact information on the back.
Okay, so we're only asking for 5 for Lincoln. One $5 bill. Put in the bag if you would. All right, so what's our next order? Permanent chairs? Permanent chairs. Okay, we are the temporary chairs from either being appointed or having been elected 2 years ago. I've been doing this since 1986 with Jack Kemp when he ran in 1988. I love it, would love to stand for it again, but we have to elect a permanent chair for tonight's meeting and a permanent secretary. We have to do that with our 3 bodies. I would put my name in right here.
Together, we'll be passing around a buck bag just for donations to the county party to help run the cost of caucuses. It is a very expensive process, and all the money stays local. At that point, we are going to have candidate representatives speak from each campaign. It's going to go in order of polling, so a representative from President Trump's will be first, then it will be Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, Vivek, Asa, and Ryan Binkley. If you are planning on speaking on behalf of one of the candidates, please let myself or Robert know. If you could even just stand over in a corner in a collective area, that would be great. We can only have one person from each campaign speak. The time limit on that is going to be 4 minutes, and it's going to be a harsh cutoff. From then, we're going to go in and we're going to be voting to see who we want the presidential nominee to be for the Republican Party. Everyone should have gotten little paper ballots at the beginning. I hope you still have those because we cannot give you another one. Those will be counted. Each person or each campaign can have one person as a representative to watch the counting. Media cannot be there while they are counting, and then they will be reported. Then we will go into other business, continue to elect chairpersons to the county party, candidates to be delegates for the county convention. We will also go on to district convention, state convention, so if you do have an interest in that, I think it's a great opportunity. I've done it before. It's very fun, so I do encourage people to try to be a delegate. We're also going to have platform claims. If you do have a platform that you would like to see in the Republican Party, please write it down. We're going to be collecting the ballots at the end of the day. Those are going to go to the county party, and the platform committee is going to discuss those. So again, we're going to break off into our 2 precincts, and we will now have to elect the chairperson and the secretary of each precinct. That's fine.
I'm pretty sure we're electing our presidential poll. All right, let's pass our ballots out, folks. We should have The 2 officers and 2 volunteers. Troy Bishop, I know you're one with us here. Let's go down front. Oh, we were going to have the governor speak. Let's take a break from that real quick and let the governor's wife speak. Go ahead. We're doing this a little out of order here so she can go and hit a couple other precincts here. We have a VIP, so thank you, my dear. There's no mic. They don't work here.
All right, it's time to speak class and not shout, but project. Thank you. Yes, I'm Asa Hutchinson's wife. We met at Ballot University in Greenville, South Carolina, our final semester.
Yeah.
And I'm
Just
exhausted, and I'm twisted. Doctor would say all the way to Memphis and hopes he would.
Yeah. Yes, we'll collect.
So he's a man of small means, blue collar.
Want to be our other volunteer to hand them out?
Dad was a youth, but a car salesman off the back of the truck to support 7 children. Ace is the youngest of 6, I'm number 2 of 7. So we know about family, and he grew up on a farm, so he knows about that. I grew up in the city watching my dad work extra hours trying to get a commission so he could take care of all of us. He ended up sending some of us that wanted to go to college to Bob Jones University. I graduated there with a biology major and chemistry minor. He graduated with accounting and went on to law school at Fayetteville and started a Christian radio station together up there in Northwest Arkansas. Started a non-denominational Christian school with Caucus 3 and 12. He just kept giving and giving, and everybody was a Democrat. And the lawyers except him and 2 other guys in our one county. They told him, if you don't become a Democrat and work that way, you will have no future as a Republican in Arkansas. And that was pretty much true, except in 1980, President Reagan was elected, and he needed a Republican lawyer somewhere. And lo and behold, Ace was the nominee and got it. And he served at age 31. He took down the Aryan Nation known as Caucus and Almond Ward, put them in prison. He went on to go after the drug cartel, one of which was Roger Clinton, brother of Bill Clinton. Put him in prison for cocaine distribution. He took on Democrats, Republicans, anybody breaking the law, and he was a wonderful time. He put on a bulletproof vest and he negotiated with the Covenant stores in Almond Ward out on the dirt road. There were killers there, and nobody was fired a shot. They let the women go, they let the children go, and he prosecuted. But that's when we found out that the Aryan Nation had come to kill us 2 years earlier to our house in Philadelphia because he had prosecuted them. So the man is fearless. He's calm, he's cool, he's collected, he's kind, he's friendly, he is so smart, and he cares about people. He's tough as nails when it comes to the job. Bush leaned on him to resign his seat in Congress and come over and head up the DEA. He went after drug traffickers and he found ways to help the kids not get back into drugs once the DEA left. He's very, very successful. 9/11 happened a month after he was appointed as DEA, and again, about a year and a half later, George W. Bush asked him to leave the DEA and come over and head up, work on Homeland Security. They had to create it and build it out of 22 different agencies, so it was part of his unit, 110,000 people. He had to keep the jihadists out of the way. He had to secure the border. He knows how to do that. He worked with Mexico. They worked it out. He took down the Tijuana cartel. And the process of that, and did I mention before you left Congress, there was a little thing called an impeachment. He was going to present it. $1 billion surplus of course, with the ballots, but he brought in computer coding, we're number 1 in the nation in computer coding, and all of our schools, he has at least 23,000 students taking it. So he knows how to do all these things that's responsible. Oh, he works with the FBI, so he knows how they're misbehaving. He knows they shouldn't be doing those things. And he knows how to reconstruct it, get the right people in place, and get them back to going after the real crimes and doing the right thing. So he's all about that. Oh, he has an honorary doctorate degree from Caucus University, what he did. Thank you very much.
You already know who you're voting for. I can't tell you not to write it down, but we are going to have other speakers while after we're done passing this out, okay? So if everyone from each precinct will get their folks. Make sure they're in a good row. Make sure they're in a good row. Yep, just go to the back and start.
Thank you.
There.
Keep one for yourself, Mike.
Here, hold that. All right, he's passing.
They're all sticking together. So we'll pass 5 of them down this way.
What is it? Hey, you do one row, I'll do the other.
3.
How many are voting? Raise your hand if you're voting in the aisle. We've got our 4, 5, 6, 7.
What do you got here? You doing this row, Mike?
Yes.
Okay, I'll grab this row here. 1, 2, 3.
There's 3 more people past us, too.
7. We got this one good. 3, 5, 6.
Okay, should be it. Let's make sure balance.
You want to get this one, Troy? Yeah. I'll get this one while we have here. 1, 2.
So tell me if you didn't get one. You got extras? Okay.
We're all sitting here.
Raise your hand if you're voting in this aisle. If you are actually voting, 1, 2, 3. Are you guys voting? Raise your hand. Are you voting? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And Mike's got this row. You got this row. I think you might have some of the Oh, okay. Good. You got some extra here. Don't give them extras.
Hey, you got one.
Vote early, vote often. That's down in the county.
Oh, you need more? I need more. I just wanted to be known that in my row.
Guys got yours? Good? Right. Anyone at 58 not get a ballot? All right. You got one for yourself? You got one for yourself?
Very simple.
Thanks. You got one for yourself?
I do. Thank you.
All right.
Cool. Thank you.
Grab all the rest of the blank lines, put them in this Ziploc bag, toss it up here, everybody can see it. What do they do with mine? Okay. Yes. That's fine.
A few things just to get out of the way.
All right, we're going to talk about the candidates who'd like to speak. Who would like to speak on behalf of a candidate? Come right down here to your group.
Project.
You can say who you are. And
I'm Asa Hutchinson, former governor of Arkansas, running for president. My wife, Susan, we've been married 50 years. She's at another caucus site, and my daughter, Sarah's at one. So we're delighted to be at our first caucus here in Iowa. And I want to say hats off to you for your commitment to our democracy, for coming out in this weather. And we've got international media all over the place. And I've interviewed with them from Norway to South Korea. And just think about, they're looking at what you're doing here in Iowa. And they're hoping that we get it right. Because They want America to succeed. And I'm thrilled that they can see what's happening here in Iowa, your sense of democracy, your sense of responsibility. I grew up on a farm in rural Arkansas. I learned how to clean out chicken houses. My dad had a high school education. He was a poultry inspector. Some of the happiest years of Susan and my life was growing up, well, not growing up, but as we were married with 3 children, we were on a rabbit farm with 15 acres, and we had a double-wide mobile home, and we had picked raspberries and blackberries. Simple, common life. But God has given me extraordinary opportunities to be of service. And that is, I was appointed by Ronald Reagan as United States Attorney, the youngest one in the nation at the age of 31. I was elected to the United States Congress, and by the way, that's the last time we've balanced the budget in our country. We're long overdue, right? And then President Bush asked me to lead Congress and head up the DEA. I understand the fentanyl crisis. I understand opioid abuse and how we need to address it. And then the 9/11 attack occurred, and President Bush asked me to do another responsibility, and that is to protect America from a terrorist attack. And so I was at Homeland Security. I was responsible for securing our southern border. And so we didn't get it perfect then, but let me tell you, it looks perfect compared to what we have today. And so I understand what needs to be done. And candidates can talk, candidates can say this is what happens. I've been there, I've done that. The breadth of experience I bring really showcases at the federal and state level that I know how to lead America. And whenever you look at my track record as governor of Arkansas for 8 years, we lowered taxes by $700 million a year, 7% to 4.9%, left a $2 billion surplus for my successor, and we created 100,000 jobs, and most importantly, we shrunk state government by 3,000 workers, which is 14%. I have a fundamental principle. Let's grow the private sector of our economy faster than the government sector. That's how you're going to balance the budget. And as president, we're going to do that. I'm going to put in a hiring freeze on federal workers, non-defense federal workers. We're going to eliminate 200,000 federal jobs. Non-defense workers, we're not going to fire anybody, but that's how you lead. We're going to move toward a balanced budget, and I'm going to reform federal law enforcement, which desperately needs it. I know how to do it because I've been in federal law enforcement. And we're going to make sure that we enforce the law in our country, whether it's on the border or whether it's a smash and grab in our cities. We have to be a country of laws. As president, I believe we have to showcase not just the strength of America, which is critical, but also the goodness of America. And I want to have a president that reflects the character of the United States of America. I think that's important. And I want to tell the truth. I want to lead in times of crisis.
Let's take a minute.
Tearing down the most corrupt, dishonest, and vicious opponents of the state. And he did it all with courage, strength.
All right, folks, this is real simple.
All of us.
I have 2 issues when it comes to this stuff. One, the economy, 2, the border.
We're just taking a break over here because her voice is so soft. We want to make sure people... Yeah, do you want to speak from maybe over there? Kind of in the middle where they can hear you, Dawn?
2, the United States dollars were 17 cents less than it was 2 years ago. That's across the nation.
We'll see if everyone can hear here. Just give them a minute, okay?
He's your kid.
My kids are
He needs to be yelled at.
You are not making you are not spending you are not. At the end of the day, the time depends on whoever it is. We all need to have time to get we need to get your life out of.
And I am representing Donald Trump, President Trump. And there's really, I guess I have 3 questions. How many of you think that President Trump is controversial? How many of you think? It's a little box. I'll move it out of the corner. Does that help? Okay. So how many of you think President Trump is controversial? How many of you think that President Trump has to deal a lot with the swamp? How many of you think that President Trump has to deal a lot with lawsuits and impeachments and everything else? You know, in 2016, I did not vote for President Trump. But after seeing him in office and what he's done, there's three things I want to talk to you about real quick. One is, he said what he's going to do. So when he came into office, he said he was going to build a wall, which he began building the wall. Second thing, he said he's going to work on Roe v. Wade, and he got the Supreme Court justices in there, and that got overturned. And thirdly, he was working on regulations. And as a businessman and farming and stuff like that, a lot of regulations really hamper how we can build businesses. And he's able to reduce a lot of those regulations. So those are some of the things. And there's another thing, let's see, Valerie, she left? Oh, is dealing with the swamp and just attacking that. And it takes a strong leader to handle all those lawsuits and then also be able to go against the swamp. The second thing I look at is on his foreign, working with the foreign countries and stuff like that. So as a president, he was the only one for decades that never had a new war as president. He was able to control a lot of those nations that can get out of hand, like with Kim Jong-un and Russia and Iran, and he had an exit strategy for getting out of the war with Afghanistan. So that's another reason I liked him. The third one, which I think is probably the strongest one, is he has experience. If you ever started a new business or even like a new employee, there's a learning curve till you get to where you understand what's really going on. He's going to be able to go in at day one. Because I remember when he first started in 2016, you know, there was a lot of hiccups, even in his staffing, and trying to figure out who was the right person to get into the different positions, what did he need to do. The second time around, he's going to be able to step right in and hit it hard and running. And so for that reason, I like to see him get back in and make a difference. So that's my, I guess, move for President Trump.
Respectfully with each other. Because of this and her background, the fact that she has been a successful governor, elected twice, and also successfully served as ambassador to the United Nations, I committed early to Nikki, and I have not been sorry. Nikki has come a long way since then. In Iowa, she's moved from single digits to second place with 20%. Nationally, a Wall Street Journal shows that Nikki crushes Biden by 17%. She is our strongest candidate against Biden, and Nikki beats Biden in all the swing states. Therefore, all of her opponents are attacking and seeing her as a threat because, number one, she has the experience, the values, and is proven on the debate stage over and over again the communication skills that voters want to see in the White House. Number two, she can unite conservatives and appeal to the suburban Republicans who drifted away from her.
About the ambassador and what I should share. And she put together a nice letter, not my friend, the ambassador did, and I wanted to share that with you tonight. I want you to understand me. My journey mirrors the essence of America. My leadership extends to the global stage. As the ambassador to the UN in the Trump administration, I stood toe-to-toe with tyrants like China, Russia, and Iran, understanding what it takes to protect Americans and maintain our safety. A strong military doesn't initiate wars, it prevents them. In a nutshell, I'm strong and proud, tough, an accountant, a mom, a military wife with a deployed husband. I'm action-oriented, providing solutions that America needs. I will halt wasteful spending, hold Congress accountable, revive education, secure our borders, restore law and order, make us energy dominant, and hold China accountable, just as I did at the UN. I'll make America strong and proud once more. Many of you have met me, heard me speak, seen me answer unscripted questions, and felt my direct gaze and handshake. The authenticity is why I'm surging in Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina. The polls show it. I beat Joe Biden every time by double-digit margins. If you want to make Joe Biden a one-term president, you must elect.
My name is Craig Bergman, lived on the South Side almost my whole life. Been precinct chairman since I volunteered for Jack Kemp in 1986. You know, they come to Iowa 2 years early before the 1988. I was also on 5 presidential campaigns as a paid national staffer, including Newt Gingrich, Alan Keyes, Jack Kemp, and Ron Paul. So I've been all across the party, seen it on every front. I did not vote for Donald Trump in the 2016 primary because he was a New York East Coast liberal who was friends with Bill and Hillary Clinton. However, when he won the election and governed as probably what I consider the greatest or second greatest president of the 20th century, he earned my absolute respect. And I have no problem saying that hundreds of thousands of ballots mysteriously appeared at 3 o'clock in the morning in 7 particular states. And we have had issues with that. So I know almost everyone in here has their mind made up, but there are few people who may have come here leaning on the fence. And if you're leaning on the fence, looking at what Donald Trump did, what he might do, and then the old question of all, electability, can he win? Ron Paul, could he win? Yeah. Did he? No. Alan Keyes, could he? Yeah. Did he? No. Jack Kemp, Newt Gingrich, everyone I backed until Donald Trump came in third. So I got bronze medals in the closet and no gold. And I'm going for the gold this time for real because of what Donald Trump did. Okay? And whether he's electable or not is the end of this republic if we don't believe that. If we give up that in our heart and say, I got to vote for someone else because they won't let him, then that flag I held up better have a hammer and sickle or a swastika on it, because that's the government they're going to get. I yield back the balance of my time.
At the border last month. And whether or not we want to admit it or not, this country is under an invasion. This administration and the prior administration failed at the border. When we, and frankly the world, needed leadership the most, Trump buckled and surrendered to Fauci. DeSantis fought the undrained swamp that was bringing experimental poison to market at warp speed. Just like our governor here in Iowa, the governor of Florida boldly and unapologetically stands for the sanctity of human life. In an unfortunate and frankly evil contrast, Trump now says the lives of babies don't matter because we have to win elections. Bold conservative leadership is how you win elections, and Iowa and Florida proved that in 2022. The state that made hanging chads viral re-elected Ron DeSantis by a 25% margin, a 20% landslide, excuse me. And now Florida's redder than Texas. This isn't 4D chess, and it's not complicated. We need 2 full terms. We need to win and lead now. We don't need retribution or revenge. We don't need someone focused on attacking strong allies like our governor here in this state. We need bold leadership. We need class, grace, integrity, and faith in the Oval Office again. We have the candidate with the record that counts. We have a candidate that has worked to earn the vote here in Iowa like no other candidate before him. He's shown up and debated and defended his record to the world. He doesn't assume your vote. There's no such thing as wait your turn in America. We don't anoint anyone. We don't coronate or crown anyone, and no one is going to need to correct what we do here tonight. The eyes of the world are on Iowa tonight. There's a clear choice. We must send a clear, decisive message, not only to the nation, but to the world, and Ron DeSantis is that clear choice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the warm welcome, everybody. Thank you for the welcome. I want to say that this has been the honor of a lifetime to participate in this process. We have been to over 390 events across this state by the end of this process. I'm told that's more than any presidential candidate in history here and more than all the other candidates combined. But the honor and the pleasure has actually been ours, because we have taken more away from this process than we could have ever imagined. My parents came to this country 40 years ago with no money, in search of opportunity. And in a single generation, I have gone on to found multiple multi-billion-dollar companies. I did it while marrying my wife, Apurva, who is a successful throat surgeon at the Cancer Hospital at Ohio State, raising our 2 sons, following our faith in God. That is the American dream, and I am worried that that American dream isn't going to exist for our kids and their generation unless we step up and actually do something about it. And what I see, I'm going to speak some truth to you right now. What I see is a Republican Party that has grown lazy. I'm in this race for a reason. I'm not a politician, I'm a businessman. I saw that red wave that never came. And I see a party that has lost its way. We'll criticize the other side for their vision. The other side will give you a vision of race, gender, sexuality, and climate. And we're sitting here criticizing that vision, but without offering an alternative vision of our own. What do we actually stand for? What does it mean to be a Republican in the year 2024? What does it mean to be an American in the year 2024? To me, it means we believe in the ideals of 1776. Ideals like meritocracy and the pursuit of excellence. That you do get ahead in this country, not on the color of your skin, but on a day like today, MLK Day, on the content of your character and your contributions. That is why I've said we will end racial group quota systems and the DEI agenda in every area of American life. It has been a cancer on our national soul, and we are done with it. It means we believe in the rule of law. And I say this as the kid of legal immigrants to this country. That means your first act of entering this country cannot break the law. That is why I will use our own military to secure our own southern border and our northern border too. That's what it means to stand for the rule of law in the United States of America. It means that we the people create a government that is accountable to us, not the other way around. That the people who we elect to run the government ought to be the ones who actually run the government. That's how we do this in this country. You want to actually drain the swamp this time around? Here's how we'll do it. I will fire 75% of all federal bureaucrats starting on day 1 in office. That is how you drain the swamp. 8-year term limits for the bureaucrats. That is how you drain the swamp. Don't start with last year's budget, which is based on the prior year's budget before that. No, we will start with 0 as the baseline and ask what's actually necessary. Zero-based budgeting. That's how I've run my businesses. That's how I'm going to run the federal government. And that's how we will fight our national debt crisis in this country. Government agencies that should no longer exist, from the FBI to the ATF to the CDC to the U.S. Department of Education. We're going to get in there and actually shut them down. That is how you revive this constitutional republic. And if there's one thing I get done in my first year in office through Congress, it's this. We will at long last finally have elections we can trust and believe in this country. Single day voting. on Election Day as a national holiday with paper ballots, government-issued ID to match the voter file, and yes, English as the sole language that appears on a ballot. That's not too much to ask. That's common sense. These are not black ideas or white ideas. These aren't even Democrat ideas or Republican ideas. These are American ideals that we fought a revolution in 1776 to secure. And I think we live in a 1776 moment today. And here's how we're going to get our country back. I'll tell you this. It is by all of us, not just me, all of us, starting to speak the truth in the open again. Say in public what you will say in private at the dinner table. Say it with a spine. That's what we're doing in this campaign, and that's how we're going to revive our country. Speak that truth. God is real. There are two genders. Didn't think I didn't say that one. Fossil fuels are a requirement for human prosperity. Reverse racism is racism. An open border is not a border. Parents determine the education of their children. The nuclear family isn't a bad word. It's the greatest form of governance known to mankind. Capitalism is the best system we have to lift us up from poverty. There are 3 branches of government in the United States, not 4, the deep state. And you know what? The U.S. Constitution is the strongest and greatest guarantor of freedom in human history. That is the truth. And we fight for the truth. We will stand up for the truth. That is what won us the American Revolution. That is what reunited us after the Civil War. That is what won us 2 world wars and the Cold War. That is what still gives hope to the free world. And if we can revive that dream over group identity and victimhood and grievance, then nobody in the world, not a nation, not a corporation, not a virus, not China, is going to defeat us. That's what American exceptionalism is all about. And that is what we will revive to save this great country. And what I will say in closing is this. We don't have to be this nation in decline anymore. We don't have to be at the end of the ancient Roman Empire. What I see is, as a nation, we are still just a little young, actually. Going through our version of adolescence, figuring out who we're going to be when we grow up. I won't tell you that it's...
No Vivek. No Vivek. Okay, we get yours.
You got mine?
Yep, Trump.
11.
11.
DeSantis 3.
DeSantis 3.
Haley 6.
Haley 6. And nothing. And yours? 13. Trump is 13. Haley's 4. 5 and 0. Everyone confirm our numbers? We're good? Okay, let's do our grand total right down across here. We've got Trump with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 28. Nikki has 28, 30. 37. Nikki. Vivek 2. Asa 1. DeSantis 11. Yes, you can. You can snap that. Here, I'll do it this way for you so you're not confused with it. Thank you. Everybody have that? Everybody take that? Like to see, there's our grand total for your lovely shot.
Handwriting on a piece of paper seems so official, doesn't it?
Very short. Safe and secure.
Yep.
Yes, are you good? You're done? We'll lay it down together. I think we want to announce again. Yeah, probably. Hey, Jess.
We had 8 votes for Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley 2, Vivek Ramaswamy 4, and Donald Trump 37 for a total of 51 votes from Des Moines 61.
We have Donald Trump with 28, Nikki Haley with 38, DeSantis with 11, Vivek with 2, Asa with 1 for a total of 80 votes.
57, Trump 25, Nikki Haley 13, Ron DeSantis 8, and Vivek Ramaswamy 2.
All right, folks, we're going to move on now to party business. If this is what you came for here, you are dismissed. Thank you for being part of this.
They want the total for precinct 57.
Oh, what's the total, dear?
Roman numeral math here, sorry.
All right, let me do it real quick. Yeah. 10, 35, 40. A total of 48 votes for Des Moines 57.
What's the breakdown?
Oh, you couldn't hear it? Okay. Donald Trump 25. Nikki Haley 13. DeSantis 8. Ramaswamy 2. No other votes.
Tonight? Yeah, we're going to count them right after everyone throws them in there and then report them online. Thank you, I appreciate it. Hey. Hi, thank you very much. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
There you go.
Steve. Thanks, Janice.
Thank you. I know, that's what I was doing. The entire world will see it done on a karaoke microphone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Needs to sign in.
Sorry?
Sign in.
We'd already closed the signing in. We'd already closed signing. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We went till about 7:10.
Oh, okay. All right, thanks.
I think in theory.
Yep. Put up more stuff after the vote. Okay.
What
Caucus have threatened to sue for their somewhat restrictive. It's at 55, however,
just right, and the radio well, I was raised up beneath the shade of a Georgia pine, and that's home, you know, sweet tea, pecan pie, homemade wine, where the peaches grow. My house, it's not much to talk about, but it's filled when love is grown in southern ground, and a little bit of chicken fried, cold beer on Friday night.
Through a glass
lot of men dead, so we can sleep in peace at night when we lay down our heads. My daddy served in the army with all black out in our yard till the day that he died. He wanted my mother, my brother, my sister, and me to grow up and live happy in the land of the free. Now this nation that I love is falling under attack. The mighty sucker punch came flying in from somewhere in the back. As soon as we could see clearly through our big black eye, man, we lit up your world like the 4th of July. Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking her fist, and an eagle will fly, and it's gonna be here when you hear Mother Freedom start ringing the bell, and it'll feel like the whole wide world is raining down on you. Brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue. Little Jim, she was planning a welcome home barbecue, green bean casserole, grandma's recipe. There was a knock on the door around 2 o'clock, 2 uniforms and her heart stopped, yellow ribbon round an oak tree, blowing in the breeze. Here's to the ones that didn't make it back home, the ones we ain't seen in so long. Shut down, the whole town showed up, sang Amazing Grace, watched a slideshow up his 22 years. There was laughs and there was tears, and that preacher talked about sacrifice and traffic stop for them Cadillac lights. Johnny sold beer half price that night, and everybody raised their eyes, singing, here's to the ones that didn't make it back home. Ones we ain't seen so long. The whole of the beer was a wish they were here, was a night forgotten gone. In a He rested as he went along his way. When all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows he saw plowing through the ragged sky and up a cloudy draw. Their brands were still on fire and their hoods were made of steel. Their horns were black and shiny and their hot breath he could feel. A bolt of fear went through him as the thunder cleared the sky. The boy saw the riders coming hard, while he heard their mournful cry. Yippee-yi-oh, yippee-yi-oh. Those riders in the sky. Their faces gaunt, their eyes are blurred, their shirts all soaked with sweat. He's riding hard to catch that herd, but he ain't caught 'em yet. 'Cause they've got to ride forever on that range up in the sky. All the horses snorting fire as they ride on, hear their cry. As the riders looked on by him, he heard one call his name. If you want to save your soul from hell riding on our range, then cowboy, change your ways. They are with us, you will ride, trying to catch the devil's herd across these endless skies. Yippee-yi-oh, yippee-yi-oh. Those riders in the sky. Those riders in the sky. Tell your children not to do what I've done. Spend your lives in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun.
I'm okay to stand right here? Is that all right? No worries.
Don't give up, it's a little complicated. All tied up, no more love, and I hate to see you waiting. They say it's all being done, but they haven't seen the past of it. So we got one more run, and it's gonna be a sight to see. Shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a doubt, but I always had a vision. Always had hopes for a living. Didn't know how, but I always had a feeling. I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had hopes for a living. Shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a doubt, but I always had a vision. Always had
What do you want to do?
Then we went down to Georgia and was looking for a solar speed. He came across this young man sold from the planet. And the devil he was doing some boy, let me tell you what. I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a role player too. And if you care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. Now you played pretty good fiddle, boy. Give the devil his due. I bet a fiddle of gold against your soul. The boy said, my name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet, you're going to wreck my best ever been. Johnny, you're rising up, you're blowing, playing fiddle hard. Cause hell's broke loose in Georgia, and the devil gives the cards. And if you win, you get this shiny fiddle made of gold. But if you lose, the devil gets your soul. Devil opened up his case and he said, I'll start this show with fire from his fingertips and across his bow. And he pulled the bow across the strings and it made an evil hiss. Then a band of demons joined in and it sounded something like this. When the devil finished, Johnny said, well, you're pretty good, old son. But sit down in that chair right there and let me show you how it's done.
Okay.
Run, boys, run.
Try to get over the camera in front of me.
The devil's in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in the bread pan, picking out dough. Ready to know like no time low.
Is that all right?
The devil bowed his head because he knew what he had been. He laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Johnny's feet. Johnny said, devil, just come on back if you ever want to try again. But I told you once, you son of a bitch, I'm the best that's ever been. He played found him out from Devil's in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in the bread pan, picking out dough. Ready to get no fight, no time.
Okay.
know what? Can I just say this real quick? Stop. Just reconcile. I'm not going to get indicted. He is going to be the he will be the police. Keep the conversation. Give it up. You got me getting started on this, man. You know? All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. There must be lights burning bright somewhere. Got to be birds flying higher in the sky. Oh, blue, if I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand. Tell me why, oh why, oh why can't my dream come true? Oh why? There must be peace and understanding somewhere. Strong when the promise that will blow away all the doubt and fear. If I can dream of a warmer sun where hope keeps shining on everyone, tell me why, oh why, oh why won't that sun appear? We're lost in a cloud with a too-much rain. We're trapped in a world that's troubled with pain. But it lost as a man has a strange to dream. He can redeem his soul. That's why. Deep in my heart, there's a question. Still I am sure that the answer is gonna come somehow. Out there in the dark, there's a burning candle. Oh yeah, and while I can think, while I can walk, while I can stand, while I can talk, while much more than you'll ever know. Yesterday, I'm so hurt because I still love you so. But you know you love me. I know nobody else could ever do. I would never, ever there must be lights burning bright somewhere. Got to be birds flying higher than the sky. Oh, if I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand, tell me why, oh why, can't my dream come true? Oh why, there must be peace and understanding.
So tough for second. Let's just say it finishes really tough. And there's such a big difference between second and a former president. Is there any ounce possible for second place? Well, it depends on how it's received in New Hampshire and how the press coverage is. And my sense is that there's a tight race for number two. They will then go to New Hampshire and see if there's somebody who emerges as the alternative to Trump. And New Hampshire is going to be far more conducive to Haley than it is to DeSantis, even the DeSantis people in the United States.
That was my South Carolina first, and then New Hampshire, at least that was the plan before tonight. We'll see if that plan still sticks. We're going to squeeze in a great people who do convey. We're going to hear it, we're going to go former President Trump and Vivek. There's a little bit of delay, so we'll get his victory speech moment delay. Quick break, we'll be right back.
I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere.
In times when we don't
lights burning bright. Somewhere got to be birds flying higher in the sky.
I am in the shot now.
If I can dream
Oh, yes,
of a
of
better
course.
land.
I just wanted my pony shirt on, that's it. I'll get back to the slide.
Strong with the promise that will pull away all the doubt and fear. If I can dream of a warmer sun where hope keeps shining until the wide, oh wide, that sun we're lost in a cloud with too much rain. We're trapped in a world that's troubled with pain. But as long as a man has the strength to dream, he can redeem his soul. That's why. Deep in my heart, there's a question. Still I am sure that the answer's gonna come somehow. Out there in the dark, there's a reckoning tale. Oh yeah, and while I can walk, while I can stand, while I can talk, while I can dream, believing my dream come true. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next president of the United States, President Donald J. Trump.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, there ain't no doubt I'll today. But there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
Well, I want to thank everybody. This has been some period of time, and most importantly, we want to thank the great people of Iowa. Thank you. We love you all. What a turnout, what a crowd. And I really think this is time now for everybody, our country, to come together. We want to come together, whether it's Republican or Democrat or liberal or conservative. It would be so nice if we could come together and straighten out the world and straighten out the problems and straighten out all of the death and destruction that we're witnessing. It's practically never been like this. It's just so important, and I want to make that a very big part of our message. We're going to come together. It's going to happen soon, too. It's going to happen soon. I want to thank some of the great people. We have so many senators. If I go through every name, we'll be here all night, and everybody's going to get angry at me. But the senators, the congressmen from Washington, they came down from all different states. I want to thank you very much. I want to congratulate Ron and Nikki for having a good time together. We're all having a good time together. And I think they both actually did very well. I really do. I think they both did very well. We don't even know what the outcome of second place is. And I see Carrie Lake. Congratulations, Carrie. I spotted her, I have to announce, because she's terrific. She's going to be a senator, a great senator, I predict, right? Going to be a great senator. And I also want to congratulate Vivek, because he did a hell of a job. He came from zero, and he's got a big percent, probably 8%, almost 8%, and that's an amazing job. They all did. They're all very smart people, very capable people. I think most importantly, I want to thank my incredible wife, First Lady, I'll say former and maybe future. But more important than Melania, I want to thank her incredible, beautiful mother who passed away a few days ago. And she's up there, way up there, she's looking down, and she's so proud of us. And I just want to say to Amalia, you are special, one of the most special people I've ever known. And that was a tough period of time for the family, but she's amazing. She was amazing. So I just want to thank what she's done for our family, and her husband, who's home right now and very lonely. He's a lonely man, but he's going to be okay. Victor, great people, great parents to all of us, really, great parents, but also to Barron. Boy, did she take care of Barron. That's how he got so tall. He only ate her food. And I want to thank my family generally. They've worked so hard, and they've taken so much abuse for being good people. I mean, good people. But Eric and Don, they really did. These two have been working so hard, and they have another job also, so they have to do it all. But they've been working so hard, and I know that Ivanka is home and Tiffany's home. They're watching, and I know that Barron's watching. Good old Barron. I said, "You're going to be a basketball player." I said, "Well, I like soccer, Dad, actually." I said, "At your height, I like basketball better, but sometimes you can't talk them into everything." But he's a special boy. But the whole family is just incredible. And my sister, Elizabeth, who's just the biggest fan. She's just an incredible person and always supportive. We love Elizabeth so much. Also, we have a woman who took a big chance. You know, in most states we have support of everybody, the Congress, the senators. We had Marco Rubio, we had Rick Scott the other day. We have probably 55% of the senators, and now they're all calling and saying, "We want to endorse you, sir." I said, "Oh, good." Same thing with the Congress, men and women. We have tremendous, much more than anybody probably has ever had in this position. And we love them all. They're great. They're really trying to do a good job for our country. But one woman in Iowa who really stepped up was your Attorney General, Brenna Bird. She really stepped up. Where is it? She stepped up. She's going to be your governor someday, I predict. We'll see. We'll be watching, but she really did. She broke away from the pack. And she had tremendous courage, and it wasn't easy. In some states it's easy, in other states it's a little bit more difficult. But we have really the support of the people of Iowa, which has been just incredible. Another man who was actually the first person to endorse me in the entire country. He's a state senator. His name is Brad Zahn. He looks like he's the most handsome guy, I think. Oh, you made it. He had to drive from his Caucus location. You made it. I call him the Marlboro Man.
Well, I'll tell you, I had to actually do a TV interview bragging about you. The reason why I was late is because of that. But is he awesome or what? I am honored to be the first person in the United States to endorse this guy. The next president, the 47th president of the United States, Donald J. Trump!
And when he says endorse, we're really talking about 2015. He endorsed me before, actually, long before I knew I was going to run. I said, who's this man in Iowa? He's a senator, a state senator. He's a good-looking guy, too. Doesn't he look? You could pay him and give him a lot of money. And by the way, Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you for being here. You are so great. Comes all the way from Missouri, which isn't that far. You can't drive an electric car that far, though. Thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. The group of people that we have on the stage is just emblematic of the tremendous group that we've had. We've had such a great team. You know, we did well. We were looking really good in 2016, and just to go back to the senator, he was saying, I said, who is that guy? Brad, his name. Who is he? He keeps endorsing me. He keeps saying Trump, and I didn't even know I was running. He endorsed me 4 months before I knew I was running, about 4 months before the Escalade ride down with our great First Lady. And that was Brad. I said, who is he? So he was the first one. But we have people that are so incredible. Your Republican Party Chairman, Bobby Kaufman, and his son, who is a brilliant guy, and he worked with us. And I will tell you, that is a family of real professionals. Matt Whitaker, who is the very talented and very good Attorney General. Matt is around here somewhere, so he's been with us all the way. You know, we have a man that was very impressive. And I say, there's nothing wrong with it. He's so solid and so good that he didn't catch on. Sometimes being a little controversial is good. He's so perfect. Although he did break his leg during the campaign, that wasn't so good. But it sort of stood out a little bit. But Doug Burgum from North Dakota, the governor, and his beautiful wife, Catherine, and he got out of the race. What people don't know is that he actually supported me on the other side twice already, right? Then he decided to do it, and he was outstanding. But the traction is never easy, right? You need controversy for traction sometimes. And this guy is the most solid guy. There's no controversy whatsoever. And he's one of the best governors in our country, and I hope that I'm going to be able to call on him to be a piece of the administration, a very important piece of the administration. And also, just to conclude with this, the entire Trump team, and that includes my two boys who are really here all the time, whenever we needed them. Whenever we needed them. They are great, Eric and Don. And look at all these people. Oh, Susie, I have to say. And Chris. And they want no accolades. They just want a victory, and they want to make America great again. That's all they want, actually. They don't want to be speaking. They don't want to have pictures. They just want to do their job, right? I want to thank you very much, Jason, everybody. You're really fantastic. What a job you've done. Thank you. So we're going to come together. We're going to drill, baby, drill right away. We're going to seal up the border. Because right now we have an invasion. We have an invasion of millions and millions of people that are coming into our country. I can't imagine why they think that's a good thing. It's a very bad thing. I think it's a group of people that are probably larger in number than New York State. And we can't have that. We can't have that. It's not sustainable as a country. It's horrible. And you know, they're coming from prisons and jails. They're coming from all over. They're coming from countries that most people have never heard of. And they're coming from mental institutions and insane asylums. They're being emptied out into our country. And they're terrorists. Many terrorists are coming in. You know, in 2019, I saw just recently on a poll, they had none in 2019, no terrorists. Now, I even say there's got to be some, but they have none. And then as soon as this group took over, they have hundreds and hundreds of terrorists coming in, known terrorists, some of them really bad. And many of them are in, and they came in, and nobody knows where they are. This is not a good thing. And we're going to have to deport. We're going to have a deportation level that we haven't seen in this country for a long time, since Dwight Eisenhower, actually. So I don't want to be overly rough on the president, but I have to say that he is the worst president that we've had in the history of our country. He's destroying our country. And, you know, my wife attended the funeral 2 months ago of Rosalind Carter, and it was beautiful. And Jimmy Carter was there, and I thought to myself, Jimmy Carter is happy now, because he will go down as being a brilliant president by comparison to Joe Biden. He'll be a brilliant president. He's going to be known as brilliant by comparison. So we have to stop the invasion. We have to bring down our energy. We have to, you know, I say all the time, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any other nation anywhere in the world. And we have to stop the crime, and we have to help rebuild our cities, and we have to rebuild the Capitol, Washington, D.C. I was there on one of the Biden indictment trials. You know, this is the only person this never happened before, but I go to a lot of courthouses because of Biden, because they're using that for election interference. And it's on things like election, and I don't know if you know, but they did polls tonight on the election of 2020. Do you believe it was honest or not? 82% said it was not. And we can't have that, Chairman. We can't have that. You can't have a situation like that. So we're going to straighten out our elections. We're going to do a lot of great things. We're going to try and go to paper ballots as soon as possible. Voter ID, one day. Elections. You know, we have these elections that last for 62 days, and if you need some more time, take as much time as you want, and so many bad things happen. We have to get rid of mail-in ballots, because once you have mail-in ballots, you have crooked elections. Actually, Jimmy Carter's commission said that a long time ago. We're going to rescue our economy. We're going to save our economy. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. There was never a greater economy, and now we don't. And when you look at what's happened with inflation, inflation is destroying. You know, they call it a country killer. Going back hundreds of years, Germany, countries that had big inflation are dead. They become dead countries. We have to stop that immediately, and we want peace through strength. Russia would have never attacked Ukraine, would have never done it. Putin and I get along fine. We get along very well. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. The fake news, which if the fake news would become real and honest news, 90% of our problems in this country would be solved. They would be solved. So, Russia would have never attacked. Israel would have never been attacked. The Ukraine situation is so horrible. The Israeli situation is so horrible. What's happened? And we're going to get them solved. We're going to get them solved very fast. I actually said Ukraine. I know President Putin very well. I know Zelensky very well. I'm going to get him in. We're going to get it solved very quickly. Should have never happened. Would have never happened. Now you have all that death, far greater than people understand. The numbers are far, far greater than anybody would even think possible. You're going to find that out in the years to come. When they knock down these massive buildings in Ukraine, and then you see they announced 2 people were slightly wounded. No, many people were killed. Many people were killed. We're going to get it stopped. But it's so sad because it should have never started. People killed and a culture destroyed. You can never replace 1,000-year-old buildings with the most beautiful golden domes and churches and everything, just all rubble now. And it's so sad. Would have never, ever happened. And likewise, Israel would have never been attacked. It all comes from Iran, and we would have had to deal with Iran very quickly had the election where we, by the way, got, and I say we because it's all we got more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country. But they say we lost by a whisker. Okay? But regardless of that, we're going to do incredible things, and we're not going to let China do what they'd like to do. I get along great with him also, President Xi. He's a very strong leader. And we're going to get things solved. We're going to get the Ukraine war solved. We're going to get the Israeli situation solved. But if you think back to that, Iran was broke. I said to every country, anybody does business with Iran, buys oil from Iran, they were broke. We're not going to let you do business in the United States. And that's the way it is. They did very little business, almost sold no oil. Nobody wanted to do that. That's a big penalty. And what happened is they had no money to give to Hamas and to give to Hezbollah. And in fact, there were a lot of stories at the time. They had no money for terror. And for 4 years, we had no terror. We had the terror ban. We had the terror ban. They called it the Trump travel ban, but it was really the Trump terror ban. We don't want people in our country that are going to blow up our shopping centers. Thank you very much. And we want a country of law and order. So we're going to rebuild the capital of our country, Washington, D.C. We're going to scrub those beautiful marble columns and get the swastikas off them. And we're going to scrub them and get the graffiti off them. And we're going to clean the streets, and we're going to rebuild the streets. And we're not going to have rusted medians through the middle that are falling down into the roads where foreign dignitaries from all over the world come and they look. And we're not going to be riding on top of garbage like I did just a month ago, riding on top of garbage. We're going to rebuild our beautiful Washington, D.C., and we're going to take control of it, and we're going to make unbelievably harsh penalties for people that go around shooting. Last week they shot 3 people. And every night something happens. It's so sad. And likewise, we're going to rebuild our cities, and we'll work with the Democrats to do it. I'd be glad to work with the people in New York. We're going to work with the people in Chicago and LA. We're going to rebuild our cities, and we're going to make them safe. And we're going to give our police officers immunity. So every time they do something, they don't get sued and stopped. We're going to end crime in our cities. In Iowa, you don't know what that means, but I'll tell you, this is a different place. You don't know about crime. You don't know about getting mugged and getting whacked and getting thrown into subways. We're going to stop it. And we're going to come down very hard on criminals, and we're going to stop crime in America. So I want to just finish by saying that this has been an incredible experience. The people have been, this is the 3rd time we've won. But this is the biggest one. They said, well, if you win by 12%, that's a big win. That's going to be very hard to do. Well, I think we've more than doubled that, I guess. Tripled it, maybe. They said, you'll never get over 50, and I just left and we're at 54. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with it, but they said, you can't do that, sir. I said, what's about the highest? Well, you could get into the 40s, maybe 40, 41. And then I looked up, and you know, it's very interesting. I didn't know they called it early. I thought that they called it at about 10 o'clock. My impression. See this gentleman? He's dressed like a wall. I love this guy. He's been at 150 rallies probably, right? He has the most beautiful outfit I've ever seen. It's all beautiful brick. Will you come up here? Just come up here. Come on. It's so nice. Come on up here. He's emblematic of what we did. We built over 500 miles of wall. We were going to add another 200 miles. It's much more than we promised. And we had the safest border in the history of our country. Now we have the worst border in the history of the world. Look at this man. Congratulations. Nice to see you. Take care of yourself. I love that outfit. I love it. That's great. We love it. That's a hot selling jacket, by the way. But that represents what we did. No, we built a tremendous, that's the reason. And we got Mexico to give us 28,000 soldiers free. And we had remain in Mexico, and we had catch and release in Mexico. And we did it. We had the safest border in our history. We had the greatest economy in our history. We were a great nation 3 years ago, and now we're a nation in decline. We are going to turn it around so fast. It's going to happen so fast. We're going to drill. We're going to make great. We're going to have great wealth. We're going to drill. We're going to use that money to lower your taxes even further. We gave you the biggest tax cut in history. And we're going to lower them further, and we're also going to pay off national debt. It's about time. It's about time. So it's now off to New Hampshire, a great place. We won it last time, and we won it both times. And we love it. The people are great. But you know, the truth is, the people in our country are great. They're all great. So we love Iowa, but they're all great. They only want to see one thing. They want our country to come back. They're embarrassed by what's going on. Our country is laughed at. All over the world, they're laughing at us. And they want our country to come back. They want America, they want us to be great again. It's a very simple. MAGA, make America great again. And America first. America first is a very important part of America. So we're going to put America first. We're going to make America great again. Again, Iowa, we love you. You are going to, you just go out and buy larger tractors and more land. Don't worry about it. And to all of the people standing behind me and all of the people in this room, so many great politicians and great dignitaries and friends, I just want to thank you all. This is a very special night. And this is the first, because the big night is going to be in November when we take back our country, and truly, we do make our country great again. Thank you very much, everybody. Great honor. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh!
so much. They threw everything but the kitchen sink at us. We love you too. They threw everything but the kitchen sink at us. They spent almost $50 million attacking us. No one's faced that much all the way just through Iowa. The media was against us. They were writing our obituary months ago. They even called the election before people even got a chance to vote. But they were just so excited about the fact that they were predicting that we wouldn't be able to get our ticket punched here out of Iowa. But I can tell you, because of your support, in spite of all of that they threw at us, everyone against us, we've got our ticket punched out of Iowa. And what I learned by going around Iowa is that this country has a basic decency. We've got hardworking people, God-fearing people, patriotic people. You just don't see it every day because of all the nonsense that gets spewed out there by the media, by social media, all this other stuff. People want to have hope for this country's future, and that's what we represent. We represent a chance to reverse the madness that we've seen in this country, to reverse the decline of this country, and to give this country a new birth of freedom and a restoration of sanity. That's what we are going to do. So we have our marching orders. Our marching orders are to do all we can to preserve what George Washington called the sacred fire of liberty. The same fire that burned in Philadelphia in 1776 when our founding fathers signed the Declaration of Independence. The same sacred fire of liberty that burned at a cemetery in Gettysburg when our first Republican president, Abraham Lincoln, pledged our nation to a new birth of freedom. The same sacred fire of liberty that was on the beaches of Normandy in 1944 when our band of brothers stormed those shores and helped free the world. The same sacred fire of liberty that was at the Berlin Wall in 1987 when Ronald Reagan stood there and said, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." This is our responsibility, to carry this torch and to preserve this sacred fire of liberty. Don't run away from this responsibility. We welcome this responsibility. We thank you for your effort. We thank you for your support. You helped us get a ticket punched out of the Hawkeye State. We have a lot of work to do, but I can tell you this, as the next President of the United States, I am going to get the job done for this country. I am not going to make any excuses, and I guarantee you this, I will not let you down. Thank you all. God bless you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Let's bring out the First Lady.
The fight is tough. You gotta stand your ground. If you still believe in the American dream, then never back down. Never back down. Never back down. If you still believe in the dream, then never back down. They shame us just because we love our country, attacking everything that we hold dear. They shame us for our faith, our flag, our family. So why the hell are they still living here? If you've had enough of the same old crap and you want to rise up, well, the time just against all odds. But we came from the greatest generation, and we believe in one nation under God. If you've had enough of the same old crowd, and you want to rise up, well, the time is now. Oh, the fight is tough. You gotta stand your ground. If you still believe in the American dream, then never back down. Never back down. Never back down. If you still
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next President of the United States, Nikki Haley.
Thank you, Iowa. You know, I want to say before we start, when you go through something like this, you can't do it unless you have a faith. And God is so good. And I want to say to my husband, who is deployed, who I know may or may not be watching this right now, Michael, I love you. And what keeps me going is I know we sleep under the same stars. So I want to say to Rena and Josh and Nayland, I am so proud of you. The best job I will always have is being your mom. I want to thank my parents who are at home. Every day they reminded us how blessed we were to live in America. I want to thank my sweet brother who came out here and was caucusing for me. A good Desert Storm veteran, and I want to thank my other siblings there. I want to thank Michael's parents, Bill and Carol Haley, who've been fantastic along the way as well. You can't do this without the strength of your family. I want to congratulate President Trump on his win tonight. We have had an amazing 11 months here in the Hawkeye State. I came to Iowa early and often, and I kept coming back, even though the cold weather is brutal. But the kindness of Iowans will never be lost on me. You're faithful, patriotic, and hardworking Americans, and I will forever be grateful for the time that we had. At one point in this campaign, there were 14 of us running. I was at 2% in the polls. But tonight, Iowa did what Iowa always does so well. The pundits will analyze the results from every angle. We get that. But when you look at how we're doing in New Hampshire, in South Carolina, and beyond, I can safely say, tonight, Iowa made this Republican primary a two-person race. Tonight, I will be back in the great state of New Hampshire. And the question before Americans is now very clear. Do you want more of the same? Or do you want a new generation of conservative leadership? Spoken a lot of hard truths to America, and here's another one. I voted for Donald Trump twice. I was proud to serve in his administration. But when I say more of the same, you know what I'm talking about. It's both Donald Trump and Joe Biden. They have more in common than you think. 70% of Americans don't want another Trump-Biden rematch. A majority disapprove of both of them. Trump and Biden are both about 80 years old. Trump and Biden both put our country trillions of dollars deeper in debt, and our kids will never forgive them for it. Trump and Biden both lack a vision for our country's future because both are consumed by the past, by investigations, by vendettas, by grievances. America deserves better. A new direction under new conservative leadership. We deserve a president who will focus on the needs of our people, not on themselves. A president who will rebuild our economy, close our border, and stand up to our enemies. Most importantly, we deserve a president who will stop our self-loathing, end division and fear, and make America strong and proud. Our campaign is the last best hope of stopping the Trump-Biden nightmare. But it's more than that. Republicans have lost the popular vote in 7 of the last 8 presidential elections. That's nothing to be proud of. We should want to earn the support of a majority of Americans. All the evidence says that if it's a Trump-Biden rematch, it's going to be another toss-up election. It could go either way. We could have more disputes over election interference, and Joe Biden could win again. With Kamala Harris waiting in the wings. Lord help us if that happens. And then look at what happens when I go head-to-head against Biden. We win in a landslide, it's not even close. That means no recounts, no lawsuits, and no doubts. It means no more Chuck Schumer leading the Senate. No more endless votes for House Speaker because we'll have a huge House majority. We'll term limit the do-nothing Washington politicians. We'll rebuild our economy and secure our border. No more excuses. And make no mistake, we will restore our national pride. We are blessed to live in America, and it's time that we remember that. And as we head to New Hampshire, I have one more thing to say. We're going to win! Underestimate me, because that's always fun. I love you, Iowa, but we're on to New Hampshire. Some people I need to thank. Right here in Iowa, we have so many great supporters. And I only have time to mention a few, but it's important. Marlis Popma. Many of you know and love Marlis, who has been a conservative fighter her entire career. State Senator Chris Knoyer, our amazing state chair, who has been hustling all over the state, but she has been a fantastic friend. Thank you, Chris, for all that you've done. Our state rep, Austin Harris, our very first endorsement in Iowa, he believed in us when not a lot of people did. Marianne Hanusa, who helped us organize across the state, but particularly in southwest Iowa. Dawn Roberts. Dawn has made more calls and recruited more caucus captains than anyone else. Thank you, Dawn. Emily Schmidt and Rachel Gillenfeld are amazing women for Nikki chairs. Bill and Connie Funk. Y'all have been amazing friends. Thank you for everything. I truly do love you both. Thank you. The great mayor of Nevada, Brett Barker, who helped us organize in Story County. And I want to thank the many people who got out in the cold, and it's cold, and knocked on those doors. You are true patriots, and you made a difference in this race, and I will forever be thankful. And we have some people who went through a lot of travel hurdles to get here. But I gotta tell you, I've got 3 friends who continue to show up every time. Congressman Ralph Norman, thank you, thank you, thank you. Senator Tom Davis, who drove like 800 miles to be here. Representative Nathan Ballantyne, who's always been my partner in crime. Thank you, Iowa. We're going to continue on. We're going to make you proud, and we're off to New Hampshire. Thank you very much.